Like we said before, the Focus ST is an excellent performance car right out of the box. Sure, there's plenty of ways to make the performance even better, but overall, even in stock form, it performs pretty well. The one area though that doesn't perform well is going to be the factory driving lights. These have a yellow tint, looks like something more like an 80s car would have, not a brand new high performance sedan. Thankfully, the aftermarket has this covered. Today we're going to show you how to remove the factory driving lights and replace them with a set of high performance LED projectors. This is the LED projector housing. This is going to be a plug-and-play swap for the factory light. The reason they go with a whole housing like this, instead of sticking an LED into a factory location, they use a projector. The projector is going to disperse the light a lot better. It's not going to give you a much wider range of view. It's not going to blind oncoming traffic. For this installation, they need a lift or a jack and jack stands, T25 Torx bit, T30 Torx bit, small right angle pick, plastic pry bar, and a knife. The concept of installing the LEDs is pretty simple. You're going to remove the belly pin, get up underneath here, remove the clips in the back here to pop off this plastic trim panel. That way we can access the factory light. You're going to unscrew that, remove it, and install the LED in its place. That's why I say the concept is simple. Removal of this plastic panel is somewhat difficult. It's going to be 5 tabs. You can have 1, 2, 3 across the top, 2 on the bottom, and 1 little hook on the end down here. These can be frustrating to remove. They're designed to clip into place and not come off, so a little bit of a challenge to get off. We're going to show you the basics though of how to remove them to install the LEDs. We put a little tape on the front end to make our lives a little bit easier so we don't scratch it. In our case, we have the 15 and 52 cup spoilers, which make the job a little more difficult to get these out, but it's still basically the same concept. If you don't have these, it's easier to get behind the corners here though and pull forward. These make it a little more difficult, but again, the process is the same. We're going to show you the clips from the back. These are the 5 clips you have to remove. If you've ever done a grill on a 10 through 12 Mustang, these are going to be pretty familiar to you. The way they work, the plastic tab comes through, and there's a little edge cut into it, so it fits over the edge of the bumper cover. They have a little notch up top here as well. What you basically have to do is use a small screwdriver, knife, whatever, get underneath this, pry that up, and then push the clip kind of up and out. But yeah, this can be frustrating. Once you get that up, and you can push up the clip and sort of push it outward. Okay, once the clip is pressed in, then you can work on actually getting a grip underneath the plastic to pull out. Easy to put a little pick in the corner here. Use that to be able to get a plastic pry bar to get underneath it. Again, this is made a little more difficult by our cup spoilers. If you don't have the cup spoilers, you can get on the end of this pretty easily. Get behind it, you can pretty much just work 1 clip out at a time in the back. Now we have the bottom ones loose. Now we're going to move up to the top ones. Again, same idea. We're loose from the back and just slightly pull in the front. And the last one, sort of pull on, it's going to pop right off. The driving light's held in place by 2 screws, one down here in the corner and one up top here. Good, that just lift these 2 tabs up and slide off the plug. You have to install the new plug that's included with the LED driving lights, so you want to make sure you look at the wiring to figure out which is going to be positive, negative for polarity. If you look, there's a little cutout in the plug here, so it only actually fits on one way. Look at the way it fits, and look at the wiring harness. The lighter colored wire is going to be your positive feed, and the black wire is going to be your ground. Now I'll install these into the plug. The little round style clip goes towards the inside. And you'll get it right because it'll actually click into place. All right, and it's ready to install. Plug it back into the factory wiring. Again, like I said, it'll only go one way. Line it up with the factory alignment tabs and slide it into place. And reinstall the screws we just removed. Now at this point, I highly suggest trying the lights, make sure they work before you put the black panel back in place. You want to make sure your ignition is on so your driving lights work. The fog light on and working, now we can carefully realign the tabs on the trim piece for the fog light and reinstall it. Reinstall the belly pan and your installation is finished. I really hope the camera can pick up what a huge difference these LED driving lights make on the front of our Focus. The light matches perfectly with our factory HIDs, and now these things are actually usable unlike the factory lights. The installation is pretty straightforward. Removing this panel can be a little bit of a problem, but overall it's not too difficult, and the whole install should take you less than an hour, and you'll be back on the road in no time.